Hello and welcome to Sharjah, one of the three venues that's being used for this series between Pakistan and Australia. It's the most northerly of those three, and it's the world-famous Sharjah Cricket Stadium, a venue that's staged more one-day internationals than anywhere else in the world, and that's why we're here. Pakistan against Australia, first one-day international, the first of three, and we're just about all ready to go. It's a roasting hot day, and we're looking forward to the action. Here are the teams that have been named by the two sides in action today. Pakistan, a debutant, Zulfikar Baba, and Australia, a debutant for them as well, the medium pace all-rounder, Sean Abbott.
Hello everyone, yes, welcome to this first ODI match between Pakistan versus Australia, and David Warner has just walked to the crease. A very good strike rate and a fantastic cricketer in his own right. The T20 captain for Australia, Aaron Finch, good strike rate of 87. That's 87 runs per 100 balls faced. That's fantastic. And a nice average too of 38. Dean Jones with you, and Bazit Khan and Mohammad Irfan. He needs to get some wickets, I believe.
Good afternoon, Dino, and hot Sharjah today. Irfan to start off the attack, and he must strike early, because if they don't strike early, the bowling, I think, looks a little thin for Pakistan today.
So everything's in readiness. It's a good deck. Par should be round about 280 to 300. Outfield's a little bit slower. It's got a fair bit of grass on it.
Ehsan Raza, standing in his 14th one-day, and Richie Illingworth, 29th one-day international for him.
And he's wearing the glasses here too, because it's very hot, 34 degrees, and it's a little bit of wind coming from the west. On a very bright sunny day here, particularly in the ball, he gets some fly balls here. You really got to be wearing glasses here. Here's the head-to-head in ODIs there. In Pakistan, of course, Australia's won 6 there, and in UAE, well, Pakistan's had the wood on them. But overall, the Australians, 54 wins. Interestingly, they've won, I think it's their 760th or around there, one-day international, and they've won 511. 70% of their games they've won in one-day cricket. In the air, and first wicket, there you go. Great start, Mohammad Irfan. Great start to Pakistan.
What a start. Irfan does exactly what Pakistan needs. First ball and a wicket. Irfan, he's the man. Finch going for the drive, and neatly caught by Shahzad at point. Not right up there, and Irfan does the trick. Just what the doctor ordered. Australia, none for one. Aaron Finch has to go back after the very first ball.
Steve Smith comes to the crease for the second ball of this match. Strike rate of 86, not a great average. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities to bat in the top 4. I think this is a good move. He's a very, very good player. What a start to Pakistan. Bit of bounce and carry. Now, first ball of the match. It's called. Slack shot there by Finch. Just tried to hit on the arc, sliced it away. Beautifully caught by Shahzad. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is called a royal duck. First ball of the match.
Royal duck, not a great feeling at all for that batter. But Irfan bowling first time against Australia in a one-day game. You need to get used to that height. It's a normal sort of height which comes down from tallest bowler in the world internationally, so you have to give yourself time, and Irfan in the first few overs with the new ball can be pretty deceptive.
Yes, I was a bit disappointed with Aaron Finch's shot there. Just looked a little bit lazy. Maybe the disruption at the start upset his concentration. And there's a little bit indifference of bounce there with the new ball, which normally happens a little bit in these parts of the world. There he is there. If I was the 12th man, as in Phil Hughes, I wouldn't be getting him a drink, because you might wear it. There it is here. Just a little haphazard shot, just try to fiddle it through point. That was an easy catch. Soft dismissal, really. Well, what a start to Pakistan.
Yeah, very important after, well, don't want to connect the T20 with this, but after that loss, I think Pakistan have to get out there and go all guns blazing, and this is the ideal start. It will lift the spirit of the team as well, which is much needed.
Always in two minds there. And what a start it was. No wicket for one. Well, he was involved in that brilliant catch to get rid of Finch, first ball of the match. And would you believe it, that's happened 64 times in one-day internationals. A royal duck, not a platinum, not a golden, it's a royal duck. First ball of a match. And the last player to do that, Karunaratne for Sri Lanka versus New Zealand. Kyle Mills knocked him over back in 2013 in November. Doesn't happen a lot. That will be 4.
Warner just starting off the way he left in the last game. Short and wide, he'll smash that to the boundary any day of the week. That's his strength. And that's gone like a tracer bullet.
Just can't give him any width at all. Well, that's a good confidence booster here. He just looks like he's playing within himself here, just trying to get himself settled. No run on a misfield. Interestingly, if we look for Pakistan bowlers who've taken a wicket on the first ball of a one-day international, Wazim Akram has done it 4 times. Imran, the great Imran, it was his birthday the other day. We wish him all the best, as Richie Beno. Wish you all the best. Happy birthday, sir. Shoaib Akhtar's done it once. Waqar Younis has done it. And Muhammad Irfan has done it twice now. The only bowler's done it twice for Pakistan. He's in good elite company there, isn't he? Amazing. Leg buys there.
Yeah, no surprise that Wasim Akram tops that list. And then, interestingly, 6. So 4 from Wasim Akram and 2 for Irfan. So the left armers, they do it on the first ball of the game more often than not.
He's got me out for a duck here. That guy there. God, he was a nightmare. Really was. Waqar Younis now, the coach, doing a good job trying to get this young team, teaching the right culture, winning culture. Didn't play well at all in the T20. They were awful. They played awful. And they need to stand up here, and they've had a great start here. This batting line-up for Australia is just a little bit skinny for me. Need to get another wicket early. And that's the over from. It's 5 for 1. I didn't think he quite got that by the sound of it. Bit more off the toe. He went for 4, but he's hit him better than that.
Just can't bowl anything short to Warner. Just even he sniffs a little bit of length, short of length, he's on to it like anything. Short in stature, and that's bread and butter again for him. Square of the wicket, Warner, he's terrific. Wahab needs to pitch it up. Yeah, better length. Zulfikar Babar, he's been around the circuit a lot. He's played a lot of domestic cricket. He's developed as a left-arm spinner, and he's highly regarded as one of the complete left-arm spinners that Pakistan has. Bowls with a little bit of variation. I think the surprise there is that Umar Akmal, who's played 98 games, and it's still sort of people regard him as being not fully developed, matured. But you need to mature if you're going to play 100 games. Or that again, Shoaib Maqsood missing there, which was a surprise to me, because He's a terrific talent, and he's the sort of player who will win you games. Australia 10 for 1 after 4.
Good start here from Pakistan. They've been solid. And that's a beautiful shot indeed. First one he's really pitched up. And Stevie Smith just delivered it with a beautiful full face of the bat. Tremendous shot. Oh, that's in the slot. Yes, please. That should go away for 4. Just a hint of room, and he gets smashed through the covers. This is a good deck.
It's again feeding him to his strengths. Short of length, he just stands up, and that's 4 all the way. And he's waited for that for 5-6 balls now, and once he receives it, it's just boundary all the way.
Oh, and that might go away for at least. No, it's quite slow, the outfield, so normally it's a bit quicker here in Sharjah. They'll get 2. 6 runs from it. It's 20 for 1.
Australia winning the toss and batting. Wahab Riaz operating from the Sharjah club end. Not out, says Richard Illingworth.
He's got a bit of pace, 142.3 kph, firing it down the leg side. Well, Pakistan have surprisingly got a leg slip in place for Warner. And that's a bit of a lottery. I feel that you've got to be very unlucky to get caught in that area. I think Pakistan would be better off maintaining a short mid-wicket or a short square leg for Warner. His pace is generally up. Even in this heat, he's putting in a big effort. Australia clearly taking its time to settle in. Not bothered about hitting the ball in the air. It's about seeing off the threat from the pacers, and they're both the channel. They haven't had a great deal of help from this pitch, but it's the length bowling that has done the job so far. Umar Akmal in that leg slip area, 45 catching for a flick in the air from Warner.
There's a flick in the air. It's backward of square on the onside, just the single.
What next after this bowling pair? That's the big question for Misbah to answer, because earlier he had plenty of options in Hafiz and Ajmal. Not anymore. I think he wanted to see that go a little squarer. Just losing control and hitting that one in the air.
It's a lovely cover drive from Smith. It's his second 4. He just breaks the shackles somewhat.
Well, he cannot be categorized as a stylish player because he plays with a very straight front leg, almost as if he's got a wooden leg. But then he's got plenty of talent, and he's been pretty consistent as well. So good job done by Smith so far. That's nicely played with a straight bat. 28 for 1.
Now the debutant, Zulfiqar Baba, second oldest one-day international debutant for Pakistan after Yunus Ahmed, 35 years young. It's his career in domestic one-day cricket. Vastly experienced.
Why give him a leg slip? Well, that's a wasted effort. That fielder needs to come over towards the offside and maybe plant it at silly mid-off. That's a fielder, I guess, put there because of the stipulations. You need to have 2 fielders in the catching area, and so Misbah and Zulfiqar Baba need to address the issue and get that leg slip altered, adjusted to a better place, better position.
Nice use of the feet by Smith. To use surface, Ramiz, are we expecting to see much turn?
I think it's a dry pitch and very difficult to maintain the balance. How much water to put on a track in this heat, because there's this danger to moist it just a little bit more, and that you don't want.
Well, it's taken at leg slip. Was there some bat involved? Not according to the umpire. Hassan Raza there at the bowler's end. It was a spectacular grab by Fawad Alam at leg slip.
So a good call from Misbah. It's 30 for 1.
This was that appeal in the last over. See if there was any bat involved. No, just off the thigh pad. Good decision then by Hassan Raza. In that last over though, Ramiz, we were talking about the surface, whether it would take turn potentially.
It looks very dry, and I'm sure that it will spin. Not a lot, but enough to keep Pakistan's interest involved in the contest. And we saw from Zulfikar Babar a ball, at least two of them actually spin just a little bit, not a lot. But we're still in the first 10 overs of the innings. It's still, the balls, in fact, both ends are pretty new. So once they get roughed up, you'll see a little bit more grip and spin.
Anwar Ali then, replacing Mohamed Irfan from the Sharjah club end. So the right armour replaces the left armour. You mentioned the backup, Ramiz. Anwar Ali coming on as first change. We saw him as a tear-away young fast bowler in the ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup in 2006. Has he developed in the way that perhaps you would have wanted him to do since then?
Well, I mean, the potential was there, but obviously it was unfulfilled. He played a lot of domestic cricket. Never was considered good enough to play in this international circuit, but now, since last couple of seasons, he's been given a go-ahead. I think they need him to bat well and to swing the ball.
Edged. And it's gone for 4. False shot. Umar Amin couldn't get round. It was too wide at third man. It's a good end to the over for Australia. 37 for 1.
Well, that last boundary, a streaky one through the slips. Another example of what damage negative tactics can do to the cause. Anwar Ali bowling his first over, no slip in place. He's good against the left-handers, a little bit of away movement. And even though it wouldn't have been a straightforward case for the slip fielders, but that pressure needed to be exerted.
Use of the feet by Smith. Slices off the outside edge. It'll go for 4. The outfield might be a little bit slow, but that still goes to the boundary very comfortably indeed. Aggressive intent from Smith.
He's a good player against spin bowling, and the intentions are very clear very early. He's going to dominate them. Leaving the crease late, and that ball was flighted, allowed a little bit of width to the right-hander also. It was a slice-through point.
Ramiz, we've had the chance now to see some spin on this surface. We've had the chance to see, obviously, the seamers operate first up. Have you come to any sort of conclusions as to what a pass score might be?
I don't think it's a 300 pitch. I think it'll be a lot less, and Australia will be pretty happy with a 270 effort, because it'll get slow second time around.
It's a big advantage batting first statistically here at Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Day-night matches, sides batting first won the match 53 times, and sides batting second under lights have won on 37 occasions. So there's certainly an advantage to batting first. Misbah mentioned due at the toss as well. The fact that they're bowling first, Pakistan, might actually work in their favour here. I didn't think he got that off the middle of the bat, but it's still gone very, very quickly out to Fawad Alam. Thought that came off somewhere near the toe of David Warner's bat, but that just illustrates his power.
It's a very heavy outfield, and so even though that was cracked, but it allowed time to Fawad Alam really to rein it in. This was slower in pace and attacking the good length. 50 comes up for Australia. They'll take it even though it's come at a slow pace, but only a wicket down, so they haven't had a lot of accidents. No drama, so after a good, decent start here.
Yourself. Well done.
Ramesh, where's Zulfiqar Baba going to get a wicket here?
Well, I think he's got to lure the left-hander into playing uppishly. Maybe take the bait and go over long on. Because right now, with the field that is set for the left-hander, the batsmen really will have to make a mistake. They're not looking to attack him. There's no slip, there's no shot cover. They've not really cut out on the angles. It's basic stuff from Pakistan, just to keep the left-hander quiet. Just don't like this strategy at times from teams who, at the start of a 50-over battle with the ball, just put the shutters down and look to defend and look to not leak boundaries. That's not a good way of bowling in a 50-over contest, because 50-over contest allows you with a bit of freedom to develop a wicket-taking strategy. 51 for 1.
Here's the men to come for Australia. George Bailey, the captain, in next, then Glenn Maxwell, James Faulkner, real firecracker duo, those two. Ryan Haddon, Sean Abbott on debut, Mitchell Johnson. There's plenty of power there. Good work, Fawad Alam. Can't prevent the single, though. Just manipulating the ball away onto the onside, David Warner. Ticking the strike over with a left and right hand combination.
Australians' fitness will also be tested. It's not easy out there. Few of their players have just been to India for the Champions League, but this is different kind of heat. This is dry heat, searing heat. Can seriously bake you out there.
Over mid-off for 4. Unorthodox, but very effective.
I think he picked up the slow delivery so well. Such a clever slot that is, because he was on the move in an aggressive posture to take on the bowler, and the slower one, the off-cutter, was dismissed over mid-off. Easily done by Warner. Didn't have to create a big angle. Yes, just went through with the shot, trusting the pitch. Field was in, smacked it over mid-off's head.
Again manipulated on the onside by Warner. 7 runs off the over, 14 gone. It's 58 for 1.
Zulfiqar against Warner. A bit of turn, a heck of a lot, not quick. Big appeal. I don't think so. A lot of excitement there. Want to go upstairs? No, we don't. Seen a couple of these. Catch down the leg side. 10 seconds. You hear the call. Jelly, as we say in this part of the world. Quickly. Faster. No. Got to save them. Only get 1. 50 over cricket. Just a pad. Just a bit of pad, I reckon. So, Rush of blood, the appealing and wanting to go upstairs. The captain very sensibly says no. Well, Dino, this has been quite a circumspect, quite a measured approach from Australia.
Oh, Danny, yes, it's hasn't been a lot of flamboyance or a lot of belting of the ball that we normally expect from these two batsmen.
Oh, yeah.
Good use of the feet. I like his attitude towards the spinners. Obviously, he's watched from Michael Clark how he's gone about it. Just watch the way he uses his feet. That first step is really big. Got his head to the ball and just got it past the cover there. One batsman sitting back in his crease, one batsman using his feet, trying to upset the length of Zulfikar. They should get a couple here.
Yeah, sometimes you balance your side. The beginning of a series can be affected, and Raza Hassan played the other night, but got a bit of a niggle, I'm told, in his arm and shoulder, so cautionary. Just going to put him on ice for a little bit. A couple more games after this. In this form, get back Mr. Smith. Does so. 15 done, 62 for 1. Oh, hello and goodbye. First ball of an over, and Smith goes downtown for the maximum.
Well, there's the intent that I haven't seen at all in the first 15 overs, really. Down the pitch and free flow of the bat, and he's just smoked that. One of the greatest feelings in the world, Danny, that you probably haven't felt in your life is actually hitting one in the middle over mid-off off a quick for 6.
Splendid. No, can't say that happened that often. Not at this level anyway, Dino. A beautiful strike. Stephen Smith. Yeah, good sensible batting to follow up. Just noodle one around the corner, give it back to Warner.
I just love the fact that in the crowd some guy started pointing to where it went. Quick use of the feet, went late, didn't he? And these bats, he hit that. See, if the bat doesn't shimmy, you know he's hit it right in the screws. That bat did not move one bit, did it, at impact. Oh, good catch, sir. I think it's actually one hand off the roof is out here in Sharjah.
One hand, one bounce. It was clean, wasn't it? Just so effortless from Smith. The first maximum of this match here today. Day-nighter, local time, at teed off at 3 p.m.
I remember playing a game here in 1990 where Simon O'Donnell made, I think, 79 off 28 balls. I'm not kidding, they lost 4 nuts here. Out of the ballpark, completely into the desert.
Slower, short one. Had to wait a while, did Warner. Yes, that was back in 1990, and now there's a service station, probably where that ball would have been.
I just can't believe the growth of the area here. There's so many buildings here in Sharjah that we're not first here in 1984. It was just desert. It was sand dunes. Now it's a busy metropolis. They haven't paid to get in. Nice view.
Bit of effort from Anwali. Banged a couple in this over. Yeah, it has, isn't it? It's incredible the amount of mushroom effect that's been going on here in Sharjah. Buildings everywhere, tall, wide, short, you name it. There has been some serious construction since this new millennium. 9 off so far, 1 to go. So they've stepped it up a little bit in this over, have the Australians. It's not a giant golf ball, Dino, you can't have that. Let's relax.
didn't have a brand on it.
Another slower one. It is racing for Wahab Riaz to do a bit of work and a bit of teamwork. Good stuff. It ends the 16th. 11 from it, 73 for 1. Shah Afridi into proceedings. Done well on this stage. He loves it here in Sharjah. Very, very good numbers, those. But he hasn't taken a wicket for some time in 50-over cricket. Needs to get a breakthrough. The last 6 ODIs, I've been told, that Shah Afridi has actually taken a solitary wicket. 50 over one-day international cricket. So Misbah, well, I hope he can change that this afternoon. Back to about 3 years ago here when he had a fantastic double at 75 and a 5-wicket bag against Sri Lanka at this venue. Funnily enough, he was man of the match. Here he is up against Warner.
Let's have a look where they've scored their runs here. Down the ground, through the covers, a little bit through mid-wicket. Not that many ones yet. And I often look at wagon wheels because it tells us the slowness or the quickness of the pitch. And if you see a lot of runs scored square, then you see, you know, the pitch is slow. But this, however, we've seen a few boundaries down the ground. So it tells me it's a good deck. But I think they've bowled pretty well today, Pakistan. They really have. They're just a bit stiff. They haven't got another wicket to get right into this middle order.
Oh! False stroke. It's a lovely bit of flight. He prepared to give this the fraction more air, Afridi. It's normally so flat and fast.
I think they really miss him in the Test team as well. There it is. Look at that seam. It's perfect. It's spinning. It's got revs on it. Why he's not playing Test cricket as a spinner, it's got me beat.
No, man.
Ends the 17th, just 3 from it, 76 for 1. Irfan has got through 4, so has Wahab. Zulfikar, Anwar, all got through 4, and Afridi's just been reduced. Need a wicket here to the hosts, and so Misbah-ul-Haq has gone to his #1 striker, the big guy. Oh, he's waltzed across here. Smith. Premeditated, and he dines out with a boundary at the start of the 18th.
He's a smart cricketer, Steve Smith, because he realises he's not really bowling at the stumps with this field. Gets himself outside the line and whips it through mid-wicket. It's not going to see much on this pitch. See, get across there, quick feet. And with this field, he can't bowl the ball at the stumps too much, because if he's just short of a length, he'll whip it through mid-wicket. Well, he's made his own length there. That's good batting. I just feel they've gone to sleep a little bit here, Pakistan, and saying, well, where can we get the next wicket? That's what you've got to see. He's asking a big question here from Irfan. I think he's got to have a field that he can bowl at the stumps, not just one, 4th or 5th stump line. So he can attack the stumps to try and get him LBW. Let Warner take the risk.
Right on.
Because there's 2 balls, right? One from each end. This guy's a bit freaky. Just say, back yourself and have it a slip. Let's just have a wider slip in. And say, look, that lovely back end of a length, you get so much more bounce than anyone else in the world. Have it a slip.
Where are you going to take him out? Take the deep point out?
Yeah, I could. If you're going to be very consistent over off stump, because he's left-handed to left-hander, close down that angle. See how that closes down there? That bounce factor. Because you've got to do something a little bit different here. You've got to get a wicket. That is imperative.
I think you can only do 2 things as a captain. Either you're attacking, trying to get a wicket, or you're defending. I'd like to walk up to Misbah right now hand the microphone over. What are you doing right now? Oh, we're defending. Well, fine, he's got the right field. But the only way you're going to stop these guys from making 300 is to get these guys out now, not in the 40th over.
Particularly, as I keep saying, new changes to this format. It's too wide, so you can't be there. He's lucky he's got that in, so it's one of the ones where you're hedging your bets and covering things. But there's a new ball from each end, so there's certainly a bit of hardness still about the cricket ball in the hand of Mohammad Afan.
We're off the toe of the bat. Very hot and humid here in Sharjah. That's a magnificent shot. That'll go for 4. Pick the bones out of that. That's a good over for the Australians. 10 from it. It's 86 for 1.
Free and gone. There it is. And there is the post from Afridi. Arms aloft from Boom Boom. He's got rid of the other Boom Boom from Australia, Warner. Just when he was set and going some. He has got out in the 19th over for 4-3. First wicket, and it's his first one for 7 ODIs for Shahid Afridi on this stage. Loves it here in Sharjah. See you later, David Warner for 43. It's 86 for 2 now. Captain George Bailey. He's approaching 51 internationals. Very healthy average. Useful strike rate too. But he's been struggling a little bit of late in this 50 over format. Not so much T20.
How was it?
Big shout, big shout. Afridi liked it. I think there was a bit of height about it though. The Australian captain getting in a good stride, and it did hit him high. Having a discussion now with Misbah. It's the captain of the opposition. He goes upstairs. I just wonder, because it's the Australian captain and Afridi on a roll here, possibly with back-to-back wickets.
Tell you what, you've got no defence now. How far down the pitch can you be? Big stride in. Does it hit the... No, it's hit the bat first to me there. It's hit the bat first to me there. I'll have another couple of look at it again. I think he's hit it first. The one that went straight on, there's no doubt about it went straight on. That's inside edge. Inside edge. Take the splinters out of it.
Inside edge. Thanks for coming. Yep. Went upstairs to Nigel Long of England. An easy decision in the end. You saw those replays. Misbah can't stop this one. So Bailey. Off the mark with a couple.
Tell you what, they line you up from a long way away. And the impact position as well. How far down the pitch have you got to be? I remember Maksud against Sri Lanka. Felt like he was 3 metres down the pitch and he was given that LBW.
I just think it's that rush of blood and that excitement from Shahid Afridi. He always believes it's out. It's cost Pakistan the 1 referral.
And that's... It'd be disappointing with that shot. It's the only mistake he made in his innings, isn't it? He did everything right, played within himself.
Oh, well ball, Shane, mate.
Unfortunately, just shelled it straight to mid-wicket. 4 runs from it and a wicket. It's 90 for 2.
The guy was a freebie. Okay, now got the Australian captain back on strike. C Mispa goes with this field. Slip in, more aggression. He's just got to the crease. Only faced 5 deliveries. Got to do something here special to the fielding side.
Outside edge, and that might run away for 4. Well fielded. Good stuff. That's the stuff that Pakistan need.
And hungry to come back for 2 was Bailey. Saw the situation. Field had to dive, get up and then hurl it back in. He goes on about he's the most classical or classy looking, but he's so effective, George Bailey, and he just gets on with the job. No nonsense, no fuss, just do the job.
He's retired from T20 cricket now, wants to play more Test cricket. And that's one area where he nicked that, where he needs to improve if he wants to be a Test cricketer. There's a good leave, good lines. We've got a game on here, folks. It's 95 for 2.
So when he stretches himself on the ground, he becomes like at least 12 feet long. Mohammad Irfan.
At 12 feet and a 17 size to go with it.
Yeah, Shahid bhai.
Good couple of overs from Shahid Afridi. You expect him to pick wickets, but you also fear for the worst in regard to the runs column. But he's been good. His variation and his flight and his angles all have been very, very good.
Yes, Ramesh bhai, it's interesting you mentioned that, because in the past 7 one-days hasn't picked up a wicket, so maybe in clusters.
He bowls well here in Sharjah. This is his ground, his territory, his terrain. And I like the way he's throwing it up, not at a faster pace, but allowing the ball to loop and spin and grip. Once again, it's a well-flighted delivery. He's not happy with the result of the fielder at mid-wicket. He wanted more, maybe a dive from Misbah.
Yeah, and Bailey of past has been struggling with leg spinners. I think Imran Tahir had the wood over him. And at Sharjah, he's been just amazing. 46 wickets.
Nicely played with a straight bat. Smith in good flow, in good touch. 98 for 2. It's been a steady growth for Australia. They've not really run away with the show. They were kept quiet initially by Irfan. Bowled a splendid opening burst. It's a miscue over mid-wicket. But Smith will come back, should come back for 2.
Yes, Smith on to 47. Misbah will be satisfied with the rate Australia going at, but the last 10 overs has been a problem in recent past for Pakistan, so he'd be wary about that as well.
I just wish that he looks at a certain bowler who he can trust as a wicket-taking option. I think he looks at the total game at a certain phase and just put the shutters down. Irfan can be a potential wicket-taker for him. Showing a bit of aggression. Can't say much about athleticism, though.
Yes, Irfan rolling his fingers over that and doing well. Doing well for himself, and sort of thrown it back at him. Bit of Australian attitude from Irfan.
It's a stylish drive that'll earn him not a lot. This is Smith's highest score in ODIs, 47 not out and counting. It's a career that is still developing, but he's applied himself very nicely, getting used to the conditions, batting well at number 3 spot. It is hot, it is humid, and well, players are sweating profusely. Got to find the right patch of the trouser, the dry patch of the trouser, to make sure that the ball could be shined accordingly, properly.
Irfan has a big trouser to work with. Smith is yeah, look at that. That's quite long length, so maybe he'll find a dry spot there.
He had to bend and go right till the end to find a dry spot. And there is shoelaces. But his fitness is clearly being tested. Coming out of injury, not a nice way to get back into international cricket here in very, very hot UAE. He looks good when he pitches the ball in that good length spot. Gets it to bounce extra every time. 101 for 2. Fawad Alam is the new option for Misbah-ul Haq, 28 years of age, left arm slow spin.
Very interesting part of the game. Interesting to see how the Australians approach him, because obviously this is the sort of, you'll spot him as the weak link in the bowling attack, and Zaheer Abbas, legend of Pakistan cricket, he knew how to play spin, he knew how to play pace as well.
Magnificent average.
Only one.
Asad Shafiq gets round to that one, only a single. Bailey has been circumspect. Smith has been decent, 51 from 59. Maybe he'll explode now after getting his 50. That's a very fine cover drive that is hole in. Irfan with the return on the bounce to the bowler.
Smith regarded highly as a capable player of spin, and I think Australia regard him as one of their better batters against spin, and he's showing that today. He's getting right forward and right back to his strengths, and this, I think, with Fawad Alam on, he'll spot an opportunity to up the ante.
It's an easy single. That's the way to do it. Rotate the strike and do it safely. He's not been pushed into playing the ball or forcing a shot out of him. Australia have decided to wait for the moment and go berserk in the last 15 with wickets in hand. Another easy run. 7 from the over. It's 111 for 2. Catch it, and it's gone through his hands. It's Misbah-ul Haq at shot mid-wicket. Would have been a wonderful catch.
And just bouncing short of Misbah.
That's the way to do it. Ahmed Shahzad with a flying effort. That'll lift the momentum. That'll lift the entire unit.
Ahmed Shahzad has been on song in the field today, right from the very first ball. And that one, that's Misbah and Beal. Pretty straight, very good on the leg side, but mostly hitting down the ground, which is in respect to the slowness of the pitch as well.
Just been a little awkward in his style against spin. Oh, that's shoddy. That really is pretty ordinary from Pakistan. An extra run conceded. And it's 114 for the loss of 2. That's a biggie. That's gone. That's done the distance. What a sweet strike. It's George Bailey who's on the move.
You call that, and Bailey accepted the challenge, and he's deposited him way into the stands. Bailey probably heard that Fawad Alam will give him a longer spell, so he's putting doubts into his mind.
Neatly done over mid-wicket. Will he go for another one? This time it's gone up in the air. This should be taken. Afridi, it's a toughie. Always is difficult to run backwards. He tumbles and celebrates in his own special style. It really was a good catch. Fawad Alam, what has he done with the front foot? It's fine. It's landed behind the popping crease, so that's a legitimate delivery. George Bailey will have to go back to the hutch. And Afridi taking a fine catch. Really was a good catch. Adjusted beautifully. Bailey's gone. For 18, it's 1, 2, 3 for 3. Glenn Maxwell has walked in. And he'll once again be at the non-strikers end. Big over for Pakistan. They've removed Josh Bailey from the scene. 124 for 3. Oh, catch. Certainly an outside edge and grasped by the keeper. Now, how costly would that be? It's Maxwell who's been missed. And it was a simple catch. Missed by Haq. Can't believe it.
Again, little slow by Afridi. Little bit of spin and, oh, big edge. Sarfraz grasping that. So keeping problems again coming to Pakistan's horn.
Cautiously working it against the spin for a run.
Looks pretty mean as a spinner, Fuad Alam, with the baseball cap turned around and his beard and long hair.
No slip. Maxwell will earn runs. Zulfikar Babar gets to the ball. 2 runs to Maxwell. 134 for the loss of 3.
Up in the air. And dropped. Scurrying back at slip. Ahmed Shahzad. He made a lot of ground. 2 hands to the ball as well, but couldn't cling on.
Well, he always does something a bit weird and wonderful sometimes. There's a poor shot and got himself in an awful position. His hand's not in the right spot. And unfortunately collapsed for some reason. Couldn't get that extra stride in to get camp underneath the ball. And that's a costly miss. I have to say this, that they take so many catches per day, that should have been taken. And as the norm, they might win this game tonight, they'll be fine. But one of the reasons why Pakistan do lose many games in one-day international cricket is because of their standards in fielding. Shahid Afridi, great catch earlier, brilliant catch. His catch was harder than Shahzad's.
140 for 3.
Strike rate, he played just beautifully. I thought he's the man of the series last year. There's that reverse sweepman, there's your 4. It was always going to come. And that's the very shots is the reason why he's one of the best players in the IPL. End of the over, 151 for 3.
These two came together when the score was 123 when George Bailey was dismissed. Good running catch by Shahid Afridi. 28 they've added so far. Anwar Ali coming on in place of Wahab Riaz. Come on then, Dean. We're less than 6 months out from the World Cup. Slower ball bouncer and signalled as a wide. Richard Lingworth at that far end.
Get his overs and done with before the due.
The end of the over, 7 from it, 158 for 3. Chipped in the air. Mohamed Irfan takes the catch. He's done well there, the big fella. He's moved well to his left-hand side. He had to make ground in as well. I rather fancy, you know, it was a leading edge, but it's carried a long, long way. And Maxwell, having been dropped twice, it's 3rd time unlucky for him.
Well, he got down the pitch and I thought he was just trying to chip it over mid-wicket. It was a frontish edge, and if he gave it the full Monty, he would have hit it another stadium. But that's a big wicket. He'd be disappointed with himself because he had a lot of things going through his head when he tried to hit that, I feel. He's gone for 21. Australia, 158 for 4.
James Faulkner, the new batsman, he's a great finisher for Australia. He's got some time at the crease now, ahead of the end of the innings.
And more importantly, the first wicket for Zalvika, well done to him. He's bowled really well today. I've been impressed with his line. I don't mind his action. There's something about him.
This match really fascinatingly poised at the moment. It could go either way, this particular innings.
That may be the reason why Faulkner's come into bat right now, to use that power play. And I was thinking, oh, that was poor fielding there. Not many teams in the world have really capitalised on the power play yet.
Just waiting for the signal to indicate the power play, and there you are, right on cue. Thank you very much, Richard. It's a good stop. Fawad Alam. Didn't quite get it off the middle of the bat, Faulkner.
Fawad Alam, I thought he fielded and so well in Sri Lanka. He's a competitive fella, gets in the game. Not too keen on him wearing his cap backwards at times, but there it is there. Athleticism. The youngsters today hit the ground pretty hard too.
Anwar Ali, one of the best fielders in this Pakistan side. If he'd managed to pick that up cleanly in his follow-through, that might have been real problems.
Oh, he got lucky there, Steve Smith. It was a poor call. He almost barbecued himself, because if he got a good hand on that, he would have been run out.
Yeah, very much so. And Zulfikar Babar, he's bowled quite well today with his subtle variations. And he's the key in this power play. He's not letting them get on top of him. He's bowled brilliantly for his 7.3 overs to 23. Just getting a little bit of spin and flighting it up and mixing up his pace subtly, which has worked really well.
Smith for a moment there thought about two. There's such a small ground, square, couple of pockets, particularly that side, roadside, leg side for the right-handers. So 3 singles off the over will do it nicely for the Aussies. 174 for 4. Straight down and pumps it all the way. Oh, yes. Wear your hard hats up there, please. Smith is in town again. His second maximum.
What a shot by Smith. He's been renowned to use this speed. He's come down the track and he's belted that. That's gone a long way. Huge.
Yeah, up over the side screen, up into that second tier. See it so often from Steve Smith. The first ball of a new over, whether it's a 4 or a 6. Suddenly is 7 off with 2 to go.
Yes, and important innings from Smith on this type of track where it's not really coming on so well. They needed a batsman to just bat through, and he's done that exemplary well. 88 of 103. Punches another single out. So 188 for 4 after 39.
So each ball is 20 overs old. And he is so difficult to bowl at sometimes, Steve Smith. He hits the ball in unusual areas. He goes into the 90s. Good stroke for no run. Boa in the covers.
Just as we watch that again, still when the ball sort of from the fast ball is not really coming on, and you expect Smith to be on 91 to be middling those, but that's sort of hitting lower down on the bat. So it's not exactly a wicket where you could just stroke away.
So just a single, 3 off the 40th, 191 for 4. Here comes Boom Boom Afridi on his favourite stage. What can he do? Drags it short. And starts with a boundary again to Smith in another over.
Poor start by Afridi, dropping it way short and ample time. It's a slow wicket, and Smith in his 90s wouldn't miss out on that. He's picked his gap, picked his spot, and that's 4.
96 to 97. Drop and run. Faulkner says no. It's good urgency in the field. Oh, lovely little drift. Bat and pad, yeah, pad, then bat. Given. And Smith saying, do you want to go upstairs? Why not? And he has, through the advice of Steve Smith.
Pretty close, that's fine. He's way behind. And it's come back in. Oh, pad, bats behind the pad.
Pad, then bat. It's that little slide, a slight in-dip from Afridi, and I reckon that's going on a smash into the inside of leg stump. And I think this will go in the way of the bowling side, because remember, the umpire's given it out. Just what they needed, Pakistan, in this contest. First match of 3, the Haya Cup. There's normal speed, real-time replay, pad then bat. Those will contest this. Oh yes, pad then bat. And see you later. It's just saying it's straightened even. Not sliding on going towards leg. It's at the inside of off. So it's the end of James Faulkner for just 11. Crowd showing their appreciation for Shahid Afridi, who picks up his 2nd wicket. It's Faulkner, gone for 11, 196 for 5 here. Here's the Australian keeper, Brad Haddon. He's coming in at 7. He has opened one-day international cricket for the Australians. Up against Afridi. There's that faster ball that gets sliced away. Too easy. Short and wide with pace. The 200 up for Australia.
Too much pace by Afridi. Way too much. And that's been just edged past the slips of 4. I'd rather have that slider in.
Anwali is back into the thick of it. Starts with a dot one. Shazad so good behind point.
Shazad into the action again. He loves diving around. He's a bit of a likes attention as well. But important partnership again. Pakistan picking up wickets at the right time.
Strike, handed back to Smith, who's 3 away, 97 off 112. He's hit 6 fours and 2 maximums. There's Stevie Smith.
Yes, Danny, and a testament to his fitness as well. At one stage, he's really looking hot and bothered, but he's been able to withstand the heat and humidity and get through with it. 97, 112 balls. Good effort.
Well, 8.4 overs to go. Still plenty of time. Just cruise along for another single. Yeah, he's looking to join Michael Bevan and a certain DM Jones. There's Australians scoring hundreds here in Sharjah in one-day internationals. No run there. Shazad again. Beautiful touch. Only be a single because it's so small down there to third man. One to go on the over, and Smith back on strike.
Smith on 98, just two more. I think he's maybe looking over mid-wicket for a gap.
Anwali, he'll be very conscious of Steve Smith on 98. Change up off cutter, but he'll keep the strike. Goes to 99. 205 for 5. And superb stuff from Steve Smith. Nothing too flashy. Made sure he got to 100. Tap on the back from Shahid Afridi, and his teammates stand to applaud. A wonderful 100 in oppressive heat, tough conditions. And he has played superbly to bring up 3 figures for the Aussies.
Maiden 100 for Stephen Smith. Apparently it's also his first List A century. So what a stage to get it on. Freely bowling stump to stump, making it difficult, and it's not easy, especially on Sharjah, for batsmen to get away with him bowling so straight.
Hustling for 2. I don't know. I think he might have made this. Pakistan seemed pretty confident, and Richard Illingworth goes upstairs just to make sure.
Danny, he looked to be struggling there. Yeah, Danny, I think he's Anwar Ali's.
See, I told you, Baz. Cruising. Because he had to grab it from some way out, see? And then break the stumps. Just shows you if it's not direct or right next to the stumps, a lot of work to do.
I think Ahsan Raza's signaled short run, so I'm saved there, Danny.
Lovely, jubbly through cover for 4 more. Haddon.
He looks so pretty when he drives through the covers, Haddon. Easing that. Just easy stride towards the ball, and look at that balance and that control that he has, and he's threaded that through the field. Cover field was up, he spotted that, and he's played that beautifully.
Last ball of the over. Haddon will take a single to retain the strike. 212 for 5. Sarfraz Ahmed, gloves on. Just checking out the third man. Umar Akmal. Hiding down there. Short, spooned over cover. And is running away. Captain tidies up. And they took it through for a 3 on this ground.
Yeah, awkward looking shot. It just got big on him. I think he was aiming to pull and then had to adjust and sort of slapped it over cover. But 3 runs, good result for Haddon.
Dies a little. I just held that back slightly. Wasn't the full express, so a little change up from Afan.
Still not easy to find those boundaries on this pitch. And I think Australia will be looking at something around the region of 260, if that's possible. Because by the evidence of the way the pitch is played, it's not been ideal to just come in and hit through the line.
Gives away the single, happy to do so. Up the boundary. So Mispa right back on the 30-metre circle there. So 4 off 4 deliveries. Hamid Afan staying over the wicket. Another cross seamer. It's searching to go full low. Close down the angles. And Smith, yeah, running straight down the pitch there. Have a look at that. Umps don't miss those. But they did on this occasion. Well bowled.
Good changer from Irfan. Adnan was sort of eyeing the leg side, but boxed by that slow one.
Smith down to long off and out. Wahab Riaz takes the catch, and Stephen Smith's excellent century comes to an end. Another wicket for Shahid Afridi.
I like the way he flighted the ball and got it away from the batsman's reach. It was just a little bit more wider from Shahid Afridi, and Smith is not happy, but he stroked a wonderful 100 to 16 for 6.
Sean Abbott, the 2,179th cricketer to play one-day international cricket, and the first one ever to be born on the 29th of February.
They haven't found a way to dominate Shahid Afridi, the Aussies. Afridi in his 10th over, 3 for 43, magnificent figures. He's read this pitch to perfection, Afridi, and bowled accordingly. Very keen to bowl on that middle and leg stump patch so that the batsmen do not have a free swing through the offside.
And it's needed him to lift, hasn't it, Ramiz? Because with no side Ajmal, so much more responsibility comes on his shoulders. 2020 international captain.
Yeah, it looks to be at ease at... this is the list of the dominance of one-day international. Shahid Afridi, there are 381 wickets in 382, and you add about, what, 1,000 sixes with the bat, and so he becomes a handful. But he's not rushed himself into bowling these overs. Shahid Afridi looks to be calm, at ease. There you see just walking back quite freely, waiting and watching the batsman, and then producing a flight every now and then. There it is, another good one.
It's the end of Afridi, 3 for 46 from 10 overs, and the end of the over, 5 to go. Australia 219 for 6. Sliced away over backward point, just the single.
Quite have enjoyed the angles that have been covered by Mispa, because that was a slash. And have a look at the seam position. Now this is how he normally bowls, with that wrist position, just firing it away from off-stump range. So why have a long on in place? Because it is almost impossible to draw a long on drive from outside the off stump. You'd be better off having somebody at long off. Bowls it at pace.
Thickish inside edge from Haddon. Long on called into action. Anwar Ali, it's one of the best fielders for Pakistan, and he shows it again there. Got to the ball very quickly indeed, got rid of it quickly, and kept the batsman down to a single. Appreciated by the crowd. That's building up nicely now. Heave down towards long on. Anwar Ali's down there and takes the catch.
I stand corrected. So it turned out to be a good fielder This game really grounds you instantly. This was a big shot against the line, and well, the fielder there, Anwarelli, lining himself for a skier, took it confidently. But credit to Vahabriaz really for initiating that shot. It was a difficult angle to execute, and he's gone. On his debut, for 3, it's 221 for 7.
Mitchell Johnson in at number 9, destructive hitter late in the innings, but he's at the non-striker's end. The batsman crossed while that ball was in the air. Sean Abbott departing. End of the over, 4 to come, 221 for 7. Well, did Mitchell Johnson not pick that one up? Because he turned his back on it. The impression I got there was that he lost that ball in the background.
Well, Irfan is a throwback to the 70s and 80s. A la West Indies, Joel Garner, Curtly Ambrose, Courtney Walsh, and so...
And again, a brute of a ball. Very interesting listening to George Bailey at his pre-match press conference yesterday. He was asked about this specific situation, the fact that Mohamed Irfan, they've not played against a player like this, 7 feet tall. And it takes some getting used to, George Bailey said.
Yes, even on a pitch like Sharjah is getting it to climb and making it tough for Mitchell Johnson.
Flapped away fine, it's gone for 4. Wasn't a convincing shot, but Mitchell Johnson will take the end result.
Yes, just a tiny bit wrong this line on that middle and leg stump, and easily handled this time by Johnson off the glove. I think he was expecting it as well.
Another slower ball to end the over from Mohamed Irfan. 226 for 7. Oh, it's a full toss, slipped out. It's been signalled as a wide by umpire Hassan Raza. Over mid-off for 4. It's a good shot.
I think he was waiting for this. Brad Haddon had eyed that fielder at mid-off. And it set up very nicely. The line, the angle, and just went through with it. Lovely pickup shot over mid-off. And a timely boundary, really, to ease nerves.
Just cramped a little bit, Brad Haddon, on that occasion. Looking for the pull. I think it was probably a little bit too full for that shot.
Well, Vahabriaz is making sure that his hands are nice and dry. Trying to put some dirt on his hands to make them dry. Make sure that the ball doesn't slip. When you're trying for a Yorker, it can easily turn into a full toss because of the sweat around the wrist and in your palm and fingers. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to keep that ball and his palms as dry as possible.
That was the extra delivery, courtesy of the wide he bowled earlier in the over. Hasn't proved costly, though. Just a leg bite from that ball. End of the over, 9 runs from it, 235 for 7. Swing and a miss from Haddon. Australia have really struggled for momentum in the recent past. The last 10 overs began with them at 191. They just haven't been able to get away from Pakistan in these closing overs.
And credit to Pakistan, really, and Irfan and Wahab. What a pair they've become. Especially Irfan is really not allowed the Australians to boss him. They've not been able to locate his length. He's varied his pace. They've attempted a few big slogs, but so far, so good for Irfan. They're once again playing a miss. Just daring it a little. This was the leg ball. A different delivery that climbed on the batsman. It's been a Hulk-like performance.
Well, I have to say, Ramiz, This is really exciting from a Pakistan perspective. I think we remember last season, Mohamed Irfan, in the end, during the Sri Lanka series, of course, he fell over injured. He's had a long rehabilitation process, and quite clearly, he's used that rehabilitation process to sort out his fitness, and he looks in very good shape here.
Pitches in Australia will suit him. Another slow delivery that's been given a wide. Even though he appealed, he felt that there was a little bit of pad involved.
Samraza just felt that didn't flip the pan. Let's have a look. Good decision. Very nearly bowled him though.
He's had a great match, Hassan Raza. Just been rock solid in his decision making, and he has dealt with the pressure very, very smartly.
Cracking Yorker again. Rapid full toss just below waist height, so he gets away with that. A shake of the head from Richard Illingworth. Wasn't over the waist, according to the umpire at square leg.
Doesn't seem to be picking the ball early. There, the eyes were closed as he attempted to play that one away towards the leg side. Just not been able to locate the ball half a second early. There you look at the spread. He's been outstanding. Good line and direction, but the length variation really tells you how good he's been. He's not been predictable. Yorkers followed by the shorter stuff.
Pickish inside edge. They've scampered one. They'll look for two, and they're not going to get it. Anwar Ali in off the fence quickly. What a terrific over that is. Just 3 runs from it. 238 for 7. Wahab Riaz almost losing his head there. Drilled back by Mitchell Johnson. He struggled to locate the middle of the bat in this innings so far, but he found it well and truly on that occasion.
What a timely duck. That's well done by Wahab Riaz, because you can easily lose the bat after it's come off the bat at a speed. There you see, maybe it was a late reaction.
Clipped away out towards deep mid-wicket, and he's timed that one beautifully. Back-to-back boundaries from Mitchell Johnson. Boundaries have been hard to come by in this innings. Johnson suddenly finding his range.
Crisp and nice full toss being handled beautifully, wristy and artistic. Johnson finally clubs one. A couple of good shots, in fact, in this over. Straight drive followed by that flick. And Misbah-ul-Haq in his, Wahab Riaz needs to just keep it together now.
Well, thank goodness this wasn't a metre lower. If it was, that could have been very nasty indeed. Oh, another boundary. 3 in a row for Johnson, giving himself a little bit of room there. Didn't overhit it, just steered it into the gap. And that's the 250 up for Australia. Suddenly, at the very last, they're finding momentum.
Yes, making up of the errors or the lost opportunity, in fact, against Irfan and others. This has been a great start. Three balls, 3 boundaries. Misbah-ul-Haq has certainly developed a bit of a headache. So what now? He's attempted a Yorker, a couple of Yorkers. He's been straight driven, flicked, cover driven, slow delivery. I think he's got to attempt that now.
Comes back for a second, Johnson. He'll have to go, and he does so. Good running.
Wasn't such a great piece of fielding from Zulfikar Babar. Just didn't come in aggressively to pick it up and release it quickly. So,
and it's gone down as a wide. Richard Illingworth had to think about that. Slower ball bouncer.
It wasn't such a bad delivery, yeah. It went through, or right over his shoulders. It wasn't such a high ball. Maybe they misread it. Ehsan Raza not well, just marginal, I think. Tight, very tight. Ehsan Raza is a hard taskmaster.
Bowled him. So Wahab Riaz gets his revenge after being clubbed for 3 successive boundaries earlier in the over.
Nice and full. Mitchell Johnson making room and losing his leg stump. Good delivery. You've got to bowl as straight as possible and hope for the best. But he's produced a good over for Australia. 21 of just 16, Mitchell Johnson, and it's 253 for 8.
Last ball of the innings, Kane Richardson. Gets the ball away on the offside, past Misbah. They'll scamper back for 2, and they'll make it. So that's a very good last over indeed from an Australian perspective. 17 runs coming from it. And this match very nicely poised indeed now at the halfway stage.
Well, 250 really will please Australia. In fact, they've got 255 now. Johnson really looking for a big shot away towards the leg side. Missed it. That ball crashing into the stumps. And so that was end of a good cameo from Johnson. 21 from 16. Pakistan would be pretty happy with what they achieved with the ball up until the last over. But that happens. Warner 43 set it up nicely. Smith with 100. Maiden one-day international 100. Batted well. Anchored the innings. George Bailey and Maxwell looked just a little bit out of sorts. Faulkner couldn't deliver as well. And so it was Haddon and later on Johnson to give this innings a bit of impetus.
64 runs came from the last 10 overs of the innings, 17 from those last 6 balls or 7 balls with the wide that Wahab Riaz bowled. Leading wicket taker Shahid Afridi, 3 for 46. Outstanding stuff from him once more. Mohamed Irfan, though, have a look at that at the top of the list, 1 for 35. And Zulfiqar Baba on his one-day international debut, a terrific performance from him, 1 for 35 as well. Fawad Alam coming on and getting a useful wicket to that of George Bailey.
Now this is a useful total. That last over, 3 4s in a row, Johnson getting stuck into Wahab. These are very good numbers. Heck of a striker. And a bit of a renaissance for him. In terms of this pace and this aggression and bristling menace. Johnson's going to be up against Shahzad, who's coming up 50 matches.
Sarfraz Ahmed, the wicketkeeper, pushed up to open the innings today. Busy player. Here we go.
Something that Aaron Finch didn't do. So that run through. Let's have a look. Says Shahzad. Just check out the pace. Loosener. Good to see Mitch Johnson back playing. Go to the Champions League. Rib problem. So it's been rectified. Back in Australian colours here in Sharjah.
Squared up a little bit. Ahmed Shahzad outside edge down to third man. Pakistan off the mark. So do you regard this as a par total by Australia, or just a little bit above par or below par? Where do you sit on this, Danny, at the moment?
I was listening to our colleagues and particularly Ramiz Raja just saying the pitch not quite as pacey as it can be, but we have seen pitches like this in Sharjah in recent years. We just stop a little too paced and sometimes don't quite bounce as much, unless you're Mohamed Irfan, of course. But yeah, maybe just a fraction slow at times.
A little bit of hurry up for Sarfraz. Welcome to the top of the order. That was rapid.
Just going on how slow this pitch is. It's almost like Johnson heard us, said, I'll just show you how slow this pitch is. Oh yeah, great heat. Now, got the radar working already.
Well bowled. Sliding that one across the right-hander. That fourth or fifth stump line.
Well, it's the length too, and of course that left arm angle, but the length. Lovely. Batsmen don't really want to come forward there. Someone with genuine pace.
So what's the approach here for Pakistan's batsmen, Danny?
Well, they don't have to do anything crazy because they know what they have to get. That's on the board. We've got to have a look at Johnson because he's almost got a point to prove. He's sort of coming back from a bit of a niggle, his rib injury. You want to test that out a little bit. And of course, Pakistan, we've reshuffled this top order there, well, particularly the opening partner for Shahzad. Sarfaraz opening with him. So nothing outrageous, nothing scary.
Down the leg side, that'll be a wide.
Also, underlined from the Australian perspective, disciplines. Quick men don't want to bowl leads. Certainly don't want to bowl extras because you're up against the environment for a start. The humidity factor and the heat is massive. And so you really don't want to have to run in a bowl 7-ball over, 8-ball over even. Any extras if you can help it. So that adds to the whole challenge of running in and doing your skill, which is running and bowling quickly. 10 overs, only want to really bowl 60 deliveries.
Little pull. The front foot raised, a la Gordon Greenwich. He didn't quite get that one off the middle of the bat, Ahmed Shahzad, but he'll pick up 2. It's the end of the over. 5 runs from it. Pakistan 5 without loss. Kane Richardson. Oh, and he snaked that one back in. Not out, says Richard Illingworth. Maybe doing too much. It's a good start, though, from Richardson.
Mid-crease, wide of the crease. Lovely seam presentation. It's a very good shout, but I think I'm with you, Murgers. Just doing a bit too much for Illingworth's liking. The benefit going to the batter.
Yes, no, excuse me, and very nearly a run out as well. Both batsmen almost meeting mid-pitch. And in the end, Nathan Lyon just missing with the underarm.
Looking forward to this replay because it moves prodigiously in the air. The swing. Sent back. Direct hit was all over. All over easy.
It's got to be a wide. Just overcooked that one after the first 2 had swung in prodigiously. Here's that run-out attempt, and Sarfaraz Ahmed would have been well short of his crease had that been a direct hit by Nathan Lyon. I popped down just to the edge of the ground during the interval between the 2 innings, and no sign of any dew as yet. It'll be encouraging as far as Australia is concerned. It's the wristbands that quite a few of the bowlers have got on, and the reason for that is to stop that sweat running down the arms, onto the ball, onto the hands. Keep the ball dry. Well, that's wide outside the off-stump again.
Yeah, it's about that discipline. 2 wides in the over. Richardson already. He's got the sweatband on.
It's interesting that, Danny, because when they played here a couple of years ago in a one-day international against Afghanistan, some of those bowlers didn't have those wristbands on, and they were struggling bowling full tosses, particularly at the death of the innings.
Yeah, learning curve from a couple of years ago. And Richardson's got a towel on, tucked into the back of his trousers. It's the leg before this over. Very good shout, saying it's clipping the outside there. So you can understand why. That's what Hawkeye's saying. The line of where it went.
End of the over and a testing one too. 9 without loss, Pakistan. .256 the task for Pakistan. Initially in the hands of Ahmed Shahzad and Safraz Ahmed. The interesting statistic that Mazhar, our statistician, has just handed me, Danny, since 2011, when Pakistan are chasing 250 plus in one-day internationals, they've done that 16 times. They've won only 3 of them, and they've lost 13. That's not a good record.
No. In terms of being a happy hunting ground, but these are recent times. Dominating here, Pakistan in the late 20th century. At the mid-80s through to the late 80s and into the 90s, they were so powerful here.
Edged and taken. Second slip in business, Stephen Smith. Mitchell Johnson strikes and Ahmed Shahzad goes.
Lovely length, wonderful length, and juicing the drive. A little bit wide, but he wanted it, Shahzad. Wanted it, but he's going to have to go. He's having a great game. Smith to go with his 100. Takes a good catch at slip. Shahzad out early, but just 4. 9 for 1 here.
Asad Shafiq in at number 3. He's come to the crease early, with Ahmed Shahzad departing. He's the man who's going to have to face the music now. Music played by Mitchell Johnson. Just a little bit of bat involved? No. Just off the thigh pad. Hello. It's cleared Brad Haddon, 1 bounce. I don't think he's signalled byes there, has he?
Here we go. No, it's touched nothing. I thought he might have just run it off the leading edge, but no, it's got nowhere near that. It's just got bigger and bigger, screaming over Haddon.
It was seriously quick, that, wasn't it? And that's probably a legacy of that previous delivery,
where sometimes it doesn't fizz through. Previous one.
The call is wait. Nathan Lyon does the fielding. The end of the over, 14 for 1. On the up, and a really good bit of fielding by George Bailey. The captain leads by example.
Interesting here that Richardson's just gone the other way a little bit. He's shown a lot of his in-swing in that first over. Now he's mid-crease. Yeah, he's trying to go the other way. There's no doubt about that. Trying to get the seam positions different, the wrist, getting it to maybe go a little bit out or hold its line and go fizzing through.
Edged, just short and just wide of second slip, and it's gone for 4. It's the end of the over. 5 runs from it, 19 for 1. Pulling length and clipped through wide mid-on. Faulkner does well. Can't prevent a second though. It's gone fine. Faulkner.
But what it allows is, yeah, there's that movement. If you're good enough and you're skill-based to swing the ball in the air and bowl that lovely searching fuller length. And we've seen that from Richardson. First ball of this over certainly tailed back in. That one he's just got a little too straight. But there is movement in the air if you get that length right. Lovely seam position come out how you want it to. Nice and vertical, either in or out.
Where'd you stand on that, Danny, with the two new balls? I know there's a school of thought that says we should go back to just having the one ball because it can bring reverse swing into play.
Yeah, I think for a lot of us it took that away from the quick men, because certainly reverse played a massive part in it. And they'll say, look, we're giving that back to you. Bounces into the rules of the game now as well. Like that. There you go. Batsman advancing, doing something a bit different with Sarfraz, and he's got clocked here because he's come down and he's worn the brunt of this one from Richardson. Oh, yes. Tasty.
Sarfraz moving down the pitch, just trying to affect Richardson's length. Richardson saw him coming, and goodness me, thank goodness for helmets.
Almost goes under the peak. I tell you what, this could have gone between the peak and the grill. Oh, he's just gone on the temple area. You're right, thank goodness for helmets, because that was going some. And he was so nowhere near it when he got clocked.
It was Philip Hughes on the boundary down there. Substitute. Let's have another look at that hit on the head. Well, that's unorthodox, but it's mighty effective. That's onto the road. Well, there's a traffic jam out there on their way home this evening, and I reckon at least one of the cars has cocked a horrible hiding there.
It's like a golf ball disappearing down the first straight. Sarfraz on one knee. Oh, yes, clean. Right out of the fat, and it has gone onto the road. Sweet, so sweet.
There's actually a garage out the back there, a fuel station. How would you fancy filling your car up? Not thinking about very much in particular, and all of a sudden a cricket ball lands on top of you.
Well, you've filled your tank up, and that's your prize. There you go, take a ball home.
And that's a wide to follow.
Well, that is a slow one, and he's got such a great bag of tricks as James Fulton. Got to get it right, though, already.
Sarfraz will keep the strike. Off that over, 9 runs in total, 34 for 1.
Hello, Dina.
Hello, Rambo. Sean Abbott, his one-day debut. He's the 205th player to play one-day cricket for Australia. And an interesting stat, there's been 2,179 one-day international players, and he's the only player to be born on February 29th.
Turn him around.
And the thing I like about him, Ramiz, is the fact he played a game against Victoria last year on a flat pitch, hot day, and he ran in and took 3 wickets in 4 overs. He's got this ability to get the ball to hurry up.
Right, and what was being said there, Dina? You were there, you know, it was like a state, what is it? State of the nation kind of an address. You were there for an hour at least, if not more.
Probably 2 hours getting up until there. Thank you. And I just mentioned the fact that I also had the honour to play my first game for Australia, and it was against Pakistan.
Zulfiqar Babar becomes 198th capped player for Pakistan in one days, compared to Australia's, what, 2,000 and something. He likes the cut shot. That's nicely played away for a run. He's a good selection, Sarfraz. 37 for 1. Down the track, and it's a flick, and it's another boundary. Sarfraz is on the move. He's pushing Australia back on the back foot. Great improvisation. We've seen him hit a 6 of a sweep and a boundary of a sweep, and this time it was a flick through mid-wicket.
Faulkner doesn't have an answer. He's looked down the pitch and said, where do I bowl to this fella? He's really got the Australians on the back foot. Hit and overhit it. Just made he got sure in the middle of the bat and it just flew off through big wicket. So Faulkner doesn't know where to bowl to him at the moment.
The pinch a single, good batting, good cricket. Rotating the strike and making it into a big over. 11 from it, 48 for 1. Once again, so confident in getting down to the height of the ball and hitting a fast bowler, sweeping a fast bowler. Those expressions just sums up the story for the Aussie Pacers. That is brave. That is really brave. I don't know, a bit silly, oblique, a bit silly, but as long as he's pulling them off, he's using his feet, not allowing the batsman, or not allowing the seamers to settle in. That's a good shot. He's good through that square leg range. Very risky. Azhar Shafiq picks up 2. It's another flick. That area of the field is pretty much plugged. There's a shot mid-wicket, square leg, and a mid-on the leg side in the ring. He got pinned on the head coming down the track. And I think he, after being hit on the helmet, abandoned this improvisation and then decided to sweep the fast bowlers with good effect, with magnificent effect. Just closing the face of the blade on that one. Trying to hit it just a little too hard, Azhar Shafiq. 51 for 1 after 10. Australia at a similar stage were 37 for 1. Pakistan have advanced to 51 for the loss of 1. Right then, bit of off spin. Nathan Lyon. I like Nathan Lyon because he looks to attack from that off-stump channel. 4.85 is the economy rate, which is good. Average may be a little high, but that will drop if he picks wickets. Let's see at what pace he bowls, because Afridi bowled the perfect pace on this track. Just enough flight and loop for the ball to grip and turn a bit. That one spun sharply, maybe a case of a short leg in now. Glenn Maxwell has thrown the wickets down at the North strikers end. The umpire is not going to risk it. Azhar Shafiq was the non-striker, maybe on a snooze here. Azhar Shafiq, who knows? We know that these direct hits can be lethal. Oh no, he's in. He's in, casually in.
Good thinking, but more importantly, I think he's got under the skin of the Australians. You can just tell a little bit of, they're just trying to get in the face of him here and agitate him. This is a tactic the Australians have done for 30 years. Once a player gets in their face a bit, they start throwing the ball at his end.
Sharp spin. And somehow you've got to control it. Start from outside the off stump and you've got to end it within the stumps. Otherwise it becomes an easy ball to hit and score off.
Go!
That's gone fine. Runs for Azhar Shafiq. Just a slight appeal from Nathan Lyon, but runs conceded by Australia. Is it a leg bye? I think it may be leg bye. Yes, given his leg byes.
Now, if he's smart, he's got 2 most times around the corner. If he get a little fine lap going here, spinning it so well that he's taken offside out of the game, really.
Get a short leg in place, someone close to the bat. They've gone for the appeal. The ball was spinning, and that may have... No, it's a legal delivery, legitimate delivery. Good part of the heel behind the popping crease. Now he was shuffling across to cover the line and spin of that delivery. Camped on the back foot, stuck at the crease. Is height a problem? Now that ball has to crash into the stumps, really, for the umpire to change his mind and to give it to the bowler.
The umpire's given it not out. So more than half the ball must hit the stumps. Now, did he get bat on it? Did he get a feather on it? I can't see anything there. Very hard to see from there if he did. The next question is now, did it hit him in line? It has. And it's missing the wickets. And I thought it, if anything, would have bounced over the top of the stumps.
Almost on top of the stumps. They're just next to the stump height. And, well, yeah, extravagant spin there. Pakistan need to go at 5.18 to win this. Less than 6 and over. Chops it for a run. That's picked up by Smith. Has a shot at the stumps. And, well, his mate was in the line of that throw. Sean Abbott just couldn't get away from that throw.
Great running. Very good response by these two. Dropped the ball at his feet. Immediate call. Doesn't divert from his line. Direct hit. No, he would have made it. Good running. The Australians are on the back foot here. It's good. Abbott on his debut is under a bit of pressure, bowling well, but they really want him to get a wicket here somehow. Now, will they bowl short to this fella Shafiq?
Stylishly played away for a run. This is an important innings for Asad Shafiq. Not a regular, hasn't been a regular for Pakistan in 50 overs format. So this is kind of a comeback sort of time for him.
When you're developing a cricket team, as it did say in the Australian team did in the mid-80s, they've made a lot of their young guys playing both forms of the game as much as they can and testing in one-dayers, and that really sped up their process. Easy one around the corner, and I've got a feeling that's what Waqar needs to do with this team here. They are redeveloping. They've got a young team, inexperienced in a lot of ways, so it's best to say, come on boys, you can play in the one-dayers, you've got the test matches, get out there and make as much runs as you can. He's got into them about their fitness. I think that's been great. He's trying to get the discipline back, but you have to be patient with them, with youngsters. They will make mistakes.
Not a good line to bowl to Asad. He'll just keep on working that line away for runs. Got to win this one because they're in a good position to boss this innings. Required rate less than 6 in this day and age. And here in Sharjah on a plastic track with 9 wickets in hand, and you need to go less than 6 runs and over, you should be home quite easily.
There's the 50 partnership between these two, and they've played beautifully. Just in 58 balls. But what the thing is, though, they haven't batted for long periods of time together. That's the question mark that they're going to have. And the fact that the heat and the fatigue might come into play. So that, the dew factor, of course, might be against the Australians. So all those little things that come into it. And enjoying each other's batting. There it was, complimenting each other for a 50. Good, it's good stuff. It's a lot better than what I saw in Dubai the other night, that's for sure.
Twelve overs have been bowled, and it's 59 for the loss of 1 wicket. Goes for the sweep shot. That is taken by the keeper, and the finger is raised. They've got a big one. Sarfraz was shaping so well. In a strange way to go. But credit to the keeper, really, for hanging on to that one, because he was trying his favorite shot, the sweep shot, and maybe it was the outside edge. It clearly was. But have a look at this good grab by the keeper there. Oh, yes. I think he hit the glove, I think, or the toe end of the bat, and then Brad Haddon was clever enough, really. Didn't really grapple with it, but it was a very decent catch. Gone for 34, 59 for 2. Misbah-ul-Haq, the warrior captain. 150 matches and great numbers those. Good average, good stats. 96 not out his best. Still hasn't hit 100. Oh, taken! Brilliantly done. Master stroke from Nathan Lyon in Australia. Misbah-ul-Haq can't believe his luck. Leg slip strategically placed, and well, you've got to enjoy this when it occurs, when it happens for you. And this really was well done by Nathan Lyon. Knew exactly how much the ball will spin, and Warner with a breathtaking catch. Really was scintillating stuff. Anticipated it brilliantly, and Misbah is gone, and the crowds take a pause as well. First ball dismissal. Misbah-ul-Haq is gone for not 59 for 3. 2 W's makes Nathan Lyon on a hat-trick. Fawad Alam will face the music. 33 matches and a left-hander is on strike, and that is what a right-arm off-spinner usually wants. He'll be surrounded by close-in fielders. He's having a good time with the bat though, Fawad Alam. Right, here we go then. Hat-trick delivery. And it's a good delivery, attacking the stumps.
There's the first one off the toe of the bat. And can you believe how slowly it didn't hit his helmet? It went to Brad Haddin. Couldn't believe it. Took one on the chest too. And just snugged that one in. And then, of course, the next one. Good captaincy. Put in a leg slip, and what a catch. Catches win matches, and that's what the Australians have prided themselves over 40 years of one-day international cricket, of having great fielding teams.
Short leg has been installed, so Australia on the attack here. No, it's the call. Asad Shafiq running aimlessly.
Is he better with 2 slips maybe than a bat pad on the leg side, I wonder?
Can he bowl a straighter delivery? Not spin it, or not spin it as much. There's that middle and leg stump line to use the short leg fielder. It's a double wicket maiden. Australia very much back in it now. 59 for the loss of 3.
Mitchell Johnson back into the attack. Straight away, he's past the outside edge. Short and pulled away. That's a good shot. He's been struggling for fluency, Asad Shafiq. The outfield is slow. And I think, yes, Nathan Lyon signalling that he just touched the rope as he was flicking the ball back. So that's going to be a boundary. That's very honest from Nathan Lyon. That's good to see.
And a mess of that boundary rope, advertising all over it. Air short, wee man, swivel pull. Yeah, he was touching, wasn't he?
A real rapid bouncer from Mitchell Johnson. Too hot to hold for Brad Haddin. Even on this docile surface, Johnson's still able to get the ball through and get it through quickly. That opening spell of his, just 3 overs, so they're using him in a very similar way to the way they use him in Test cricket, short, sharp bursts. Was there a bit of glove on that? Yes, there was. Up goes the finger from Richard Illingworth. Asad Shafiq goes.
He's got 2, Lyon's got 2, and the Aussies are striking at both ends. Just want to check that and make sure. Nothing wrong with that. Pace and bounce, hostility. Pick this up. Illingworth heard something, glove there. All over for Shafiq. Out for unlucky 13. Got to go back for that score. 13, Pakistan 63 for 4 here.
Umar Akmal, the new batsman, hasn't got the responsibility of keeping wicket today, playing as a specialist batsman. He's at the non-striker's end. That was the last ball of Mitchell Johnson's previous over, the one that brought the 4th wicket in this Pakistan innings. Oh, bit of turn for Nathan Lyon. Oh, it's looking very difficult out there at the moment. They were 59 for 1, Pakistan. They're now 63 for 4. Here's the 4th wicket to go down. Mitchell Johnson, the man who got that 4th wicket. Leg slip in position once more now then. Straight away, Umar Akmal uses his feet, half stop by Maxwell, but a single. After the 2020 international, Danny, Waqar Younis, the coach, popped in to speak to the media. And, of course, one of the topics of conversation was that Umar Akmal had got out to a disappointing shot. And he undoubtedly has. And Waqar admitted it is a concern. I mean, this is his 98th one-day international, Umar Akmal.
And he's batted all over the place, hasn't he? He's opened the batting, he's been keeping and opening the batting, and then he's batted at 3, I think, at times, at 4, at 5, at 6 here. So how do they use him? How do they best use him is still a question mark. Tell you what, if he's there for the next 15 overs, there is going to be some fireworks, that is for sure.
3 wickets in quick succession for Pakistan has really halted their charge in a big way. Bit firm-footed from Umar Akmal, but he'll still get 4.
Don't worry about moving the feet with those hands. Wonderful hand-eye. He's used to facing pace. Might not have got across there with his feet. He's leaning into it, though. Balance going at the ball that was full and wide.
Of course, the Australians will know all about him from the very recent past. He got 94 in the ICC World 2020 in Bangladesh in March. And goodness me, that was an aggressive innings. A little bit of variety there from Mitchell Johnson, just showing it's all about pace and brawn, muscle. A little bit of subtlety too, but it doesn't quite come off on that occasion. Upish, through where Gully might normally have been. Single on this occasion. Abbott, the fielder, on the boundary.
All those things coming off the captain here, Bailey. Might have, as you said, Mergus plans, Murley with spin, and perhaps have someone around the corner when Misbah came in and that came off. So lovely when those plans click and work together. Such as the modern professional game, isn't it? Moving around different countries that coaches or physios or trainers work with, and then the franchise cricket now of T20.
5 off the over, 72 for 4. This is old school off spin, isn't it, Danny? All this talk these days of unorthodox bowlers, but Nathan Lyon, the old ways are the best ways.
Well, they're under the microscope, aren't they? Big time. And a lot have been asked to go back to the factory. So, great stuff. Smooth. Good action. Loop, that pace, he's got it on a string, almost like on a yo-yo, as you say in the trade. Just loop it up and have such control of it. Nice and simple, into it, rip through, race front leg, he's over the top. Sweet.
Again, beautifully flighted, driven down to long on. Umar Akmal will keep the strike. The end of 17 overs, 77 for 4. Desperate need for consolidation for Pakistan here after the loss of 3 wickets for the addition of just 4 runs. And it's going to be trial by spin for them at the moment, because Nathan Lyon bowling beautifully at this commentary box end, and now at the Sharjah club end. Glenn Maxwell coming on. There's his one-day international career. Of course, bear in mind he picked up those 3 wickets against Pakistan on Sunday in the 2020 international. So he'll be full of confidence.
man of the match, wasn't he? I was being a bit naughty. Oh, he'd like to hit some. Of course, you'd swing it back in. Left-handers. Would you come around a bit, possibly? Get him close and go across with angle, but certainly think about with the two new balls, give him a fright, hit him under the heart or something, and swing it back in and hit the pads. Easy game from up here, Merkers. 18 done. It's 79 for 4.
Pakistan have been forced to tread a cautious line here. Ball is turning and spinning, and Nathan Lyon has been outstanding. 2 wickets for just 10 runs. I think Pakistan have allowed him to bowl. It's fine, the ball is spinning, but after a while you get used to that spin and try to improvise or create something different with the bat, like different angles. Can't allow them to bowl like this. Fawad Alam has got a strike rate of 28.6. Was it? That's unacceptable.
Yeah, he bats this way for Fawad Alam, and he sort of bats strangely. But remember, he does deliver. He looks very awkward, takes a bit of time, but in this type of situation, he does more often than not deliver.
Problem is that when you're playing against a side like Australia, your faults are maximized because they really test you out, like Mitchell Johnson against Asad Shafiq, like Fawad Alam versus spin, because usually he's good against spin, but they've forced a blockade on him. Bowling sensibly. Look at the angles that they've implemented to cut out his shots. This is magnificent from Australia, making a half bowler like Glenn Maxwell into a full one.
82 for 4 after 20.
There's that cut shot, and he finds the gap. He likes them there, and the ball didn't spin much. It sat up very nicely for Umar Akmal, and that boundary gets the crowds once again behind Pakistan.
Nathan Lyon just going too far outside Austin, didn't spin back enough, and he loves that cut shot. He's always waiting, he's always ready for that back cut or the cut in front of the wicket. Just wash it onto his back carefully and gets a boundary.
Works it away with his wrist for a run. This is good batting. When he bats like this, he's unstoppable. Then you wonder why he doesn't do it consistently, on a consistent basis. There's loads of potential bursting to unravel.
Yes, and on a positive note, Umar Akmal, he bats well against Australia. The average is about 42 against them, so this might be his sort of favourite team.
He'll be dogged like this. Fawad Alam, without being too elegant. Pakistan in need of a partnership, and well, this is a 25-run partnership. Most of the runs have come from Umar Akmal. His strike rate 85. His partner has switched on the snooze button on 29. His strike rate, sorry, is 29. Down the track. It's a difficult shot to manage if you don't get to the pitch of the ball, because it's getting sharp spin. Nathan Lyon, it's 89 for 4. Gone at point. It's Fawad Alam who's perished after playing 25 deliveries for his 7. Didn't look too convincing a knock, and he had to last the distance to make it happen, but he's found wanting tonight against Australia, just losing his balance, playing an uppish cut shot, and Warner is too smart for him. Lunging forward and leaping on the ball, and Glenn Maxwell, well, the pressure was being exerted, and that pressure has yielded in the form of a wicket for Australia. Gone for 7, 90 for 5. He always stirs a great reaction when he goes out to bat, because anything can happen. If he has a good half an hour, it could be game Pakistan. Glenn Maxwell still has got 2 balls left. leg before appeal. Afridi trying to lap sweep that one. He'll earn a couple of runs. Whether that is off the bat or pad, well, it's been given as runs.
A little bit of extra bounce for not being able to keep it down, and Warner just too close to him as well, but Warner brilliant. We expect that from Warner.
Oh, he's winding it up to hit it down the track. Yeah, Glenn Maxwell asking him to go for it. Take the long on route, 92 for 5. Down the track and works it away for a run. He's asked Afridi to have a look for the second. Afridi says nothing doing. The return is nice and flat.
Difficult question for you. You reckon Richardson will pitch it up?
Well, you never know. A Yorker, because Afridi will expect the ball to bounce, or maybe expect a couple of nasty bounces. In fact, he's been brought into the attack the moment he came in, Shahid Afridi. This was in the plans, in the Aussie plan. Let's see how he reacts. We have a square leg in position, deep square leg. Ball's a leg delivery, and nicely behind that one. It's a nice block from Afridi, but I don't know for how long can he resist the temptation of lifting the ball in the air. Pressing his front foot nicely behind that one. Oh, he's cracked that one, past cover. That's smack out of the middle of the bat. That's well defended by Faulkner, who does well. Full length dive, the throw is in, good commitment. But Afridi looked good on that occasion.
Answered your question, first block and then a powerful drive off the back foot. Punched that through cover. That's quite a good shot. It's a top order shot. But again, just the commitment from the Australians, full length diving. We come to expect this from Australia all the time. And time again, they come up with it.
Sliding on a slightly moist surface. Is that flake? Will he find the fence? No, it's defended. Sean Abbott got across to that one quickly, and a bullet-like return. Has got a strong arm. So Afridi, so far so good. We survived 5 deliveries without any major dramas. Maybe a bit of a counter punch may help Pakistan to free themselves. Umar Akmal 21. Down the track. He's gone for the appeal. He'll not get a lot of help from the umpire. He was on the move when that ball struck him outside the crease. It's a leg by. .97 for the loss of 5. Just shuffling across and being hit on the thigh a little high, and also going down the leg side. Here's the cut shot, and well, he's blazed it away magnificently. What a shot that is from Umar Akmal. At his very best, to beat Glenn Maxwell at point was a big thing. What a striker of the ball. Have a look at this one, folks. Magnificent cut shot.
Just showing why he likes to play against Australia so much. Loves that back of the length bowling, especially that cut shot. And he's absolutely middled that to perfection.
That's a pull shot. It's nicely played away, showed a bit of control. Afridi doesn't want to risk the second, only a single. Umar Akmal, so far so good. He's played a couple of splendid shots. That last boundary that he got through point was absolutely sumptuous. This was crunchy.
Yeah, with pace on the ball, Akmal looking at ease. I think it's a bit tentative against the spinners, but suddenly it's finally in the middle of the bat. Afridi on strike now.
A wild one from Shahid Afridi. As long as he looks to hit the ball straight, he'd be fine, because that is when he's at his best and extremely threatening to the opposition. That ball just got a little big on him.
He's done this a couple of times, Abbott, sort of banged it in and it's kicked up from a short of length. So it's something in the shoulder, something good about him.
Afridi has hit that one in the air. Should be caught, taken in the deep. So the trap was set, and Sean Abbott has picked up his first wicket. And that too of Shahid Afridi. And so, well, that was a miscue. He really had to clear the field, which he couldn't. In good position really to play that pull shot, but the angle of the bat really making that ball fly up in the air. Faulkner steadying himself underneath that one, and a good catch by the rope. And Afridi is removed. Crowds are disappointed. They wanted to see Afridi in action. It was a brief stint for Afridi for just 5, 1 or 2 for 6. Shahid Afridi removed, and he has taken half the crowd with him. Anwar Ali is in. 6 matches. It's now looking increasingly difficult for Pakistan. They're losing wickets. This was a typical Afridi risk.
Yeah, and sort of typical plan against Afridi, bang it in short, and Afridi obviously will take it on. And that's sort of, if you sit at home and decide what you're going to bowl to Shahid when Shahid Afridi walks in, that's exactly what you'll come up with.
Once again, paces the field. It's a back foot push. He's played it splendidly once again. In control and command is Umar Akmal. 106 for 6.
106 for 6, Pakistan struggling. Short of length bowling, it's working for Australia.
Well, they haven't had a smooth run, Pakistan, with the bat. Every time a partnership has threatened to settle the issue and force aggression on the Australians, a wicket has fallen. And so it's been a haphazard process. There you see 50 between Shafiq and Sarfraz, then nothing between Misbah and Fawad. 27 between Umar Akmal and Fawad Alam, then just a meager 12 between Umar Akmal and Afridi. Never have been able to settle in, or not allowed to settle in by Australia. In a run chase situation, you need partnerships. And partnerships build pressure and gives you confidence. Yeah, he'll get some chin music. Jumped up in the air. Anwar Ali has shown guts, in fact. He's only faced 4 balls. But this wasn't a bad effort from the batsman, who's, I guess, can be categorized as a bowling all-rounder. Nicely played, testing his footwork with a full-length delivery.
Misbah, I just wanted your view when Pakistan were bowling and Mitchell Johnson came out and he was being peppered with short stuff. As an opener, what would you be thinking?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to rile a Mitchell Johnson. But these days, bowlers go hard at tail-enders. That's how the game is being played, and that's how actually it has changed. 107 for 6. Australians once again just too good with the ball on a placid track. They've taken 6 wickets. And a stadium where Pakistan has thrived as a cricket nation. That's a 6. Is it? No, it's a miscue. And makes it into the fence for a 4. Well, the pitch, the opposition remarkably changes when Umar Akmal is on strike, as if this is manageable stuff.
Yeah, probably thinks Umar Akmal that this is his favorite team to play against. And he hits that through the line and middles that, almost carried to the fence. So he zapped home against Australia. Not many batsmen can claim that, but Umar Akmal, he likes the Australian pace attack.
Bit of a positive intent can win you so many little phases when you're out there to bat. It's about domination. It's about picking the right ball to attack. Sunil Gavaskar versus West Indies. But I've seen so many cave in. The standards just drop when they're playing against Australia or any other top quality bowling attack, because they're aggressive. They stare at you, they eyeball you, and they've got the firepower to bounce you out also. Then there's quality in the spin department also. They always mostly have good captains, and they look to dominate you. So I've seen quite a few batsmen in my career who absolutely give it up against them. Whereas Umar Akmal is a rare example in this batting lineup that takes the attack to the Aussies.
Another worrying factor there is that over a few years' time now, that we're not, Pakistan's not playing spinners well. You produce tracks which are helping spinners, and the opposition get the better of your batsmen. So it's a really worrying prospect.
It is indeed. 112 for 6.
Brad Haddon just adjusting Stephen Smith at slip there. Two wickets for Nathan Lyon so far.
There it is there, the first one, just right off the toe of the bat. How stiff's that? He played really well, but that one there is a perfect display of off-spin bowling. And you need to have guys who can take good catches. In close, and Warner was brilliant.
Asking rate has slipped above 6 now. It's an occupation fraught with danger, trying to cut the off-spinner when he's turning it this much.
Yeah, the things have changed over the years. Like in the mid-80s, you're allowed to have, with spinning so far, a 7-2 leg side field. Now they're only allowed to have 5 on the leg side. And like there would be normally a fieldsman there to stop that. Things have changed somewhat over the years. End of the over, 114 for 6.
Umar Akmal hasn't liked any width that's been given to him by the left armers. Just thrown his hands at the ball. That width is being closed down here now with this change of angle. Gets the line wrong though. First up, Mitchell Johnson. That'll be a wide.
There's the right-hander, as you can see, bowls a back of a length. That's what he does, where he's got his wickets there, a short one and one pitched up.
In the air, just goes past point, and it goes for 4. Just throwing his hands at the ball, Anwar Ali. He's been a real breath of fresh air, Mitchell Johnson, over the last year or so with the pace that he's bowled. And here are the 2 wickets he's taken so far. Caught at second slip by Stephen Smith. That was Ahmed Shahzad. And then picking up Asad Shafiq, caught down the leg side.
Yeah, he's short ball. It just gets, sometimes he's got this unbelievable innate ability to get the ball to kick and bounce. Another bowler was a bit like that, and a slinger type was Jeff Thompson, had that ability as well, that who can actually get the ball to kick and bounce from nowhere. And he does do that. And sometimes it's caused the way because he cross seams the ball, and sometimes the ball skids through, and other times the ball just kicks. So he's just a difficult bloke to face.
6 off the over, 28 gone, 120 for 6. Upish, just past Lyon's dive. Gosh, it looks hard work against the spinner in these conditions, Dean.
It is, but I don't like how far Anwar's backing up here. He should be a lot closer to the stumps, and if he was running between the wickets there, he would have blocked him for coming across to take that catch. The batsman at the non-strikers end must back up closer to the stumps and take that opportunity out of the game. I know it's little things, but they're the difference. Here it is there. Well, if he was, he's got to be backing up inside on the pitch. He shouldn't be there, and it allowed him a free go at that. Within the laws of the game as well. Quite allowed to not run right onto the pitch, but you need to be inside the return crease there and just get in the way of the fieldsman. Sorry, the bowler sometimes. Just blocking.
Down! Oh, good.
That's better. That's what we're talking about. Let's have a look at the spin variant, the one that goes straight on, with all the little tricks that Mr. Lyon's got. Be a bit of turn there. And probably on this type of pitch, the hardest one to bowl is the straight one.
Whipped down towards long on with plenty of bottom hand. Umar Akmal will keep the strike. He's on 38. It's 123 for 6. Firm-footed again through the offside, just the single.
Problem he's done, he got out to shots like he did at Dubai in the T20 match. I know it was T20 cricket, but it was just so loose and so irresponsible. But it's coming at his time, and for his country's time, for him to really start to mature as a cricketer. He's a very, very good player, Umar Akmal. It's about time he started to use all... He's got 6 gears as a cricketer. And I feel that when he goes out to bat, he's in 6 gears straight away. He doesn't use the gears enough. He's 24 years of age, and it's about time he started to learn now that he needs to make some big scores. And what a wonderful opportunity tonight, right now, to win a game for his country. This game can be won easily. It's just a matter of being smart and how they go about it. Be strategic and work it out. You're not going to smash Mitchell Johnson to all parts, so they get 3, 4 and over off him and try and hit someone else. It's the things I learned as a player from Java Miandad and Viv Richards and those type of players, that really know which guys you can pick on and which guys you don't, but still be able to get 4 and 5 runs and over without taking risks. He's got the game. He needs to show up.
I mentioned in a previous stint on commentary, Waqar Younis was asked about Umar Akmal in that 2020 international and the fact that he played a very, what was perceived to be an irresponsible shot to get out on Sunday, and Waqar admitted it was a concern that he just seemed to be learning, Umar Akmal, playing the same way, wasn't necessarily playing with his head all the time, more with his heart.
Yeah, I think once you played 30 or 40 games, you can't trust them to play a certain role. But once you play 98 games, it's time to show up. It's time to gain some responsibility and take ownership of your game. You want to be able to trust him. And I just get the feeling they still don't trust him in what he does.
Johnson round the wicket. It's got to be a wide. Indeed it is. Richard Illingworth gets the arms out wide.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for Akmal and Vada really just get their teeth into this innings and try to resurrect it and have the belief that they can win from any position. Oh, gee, there's been some extras tonight for the Australians. They've given away 15 already. I won't be too happy with that.
Was that an edge? Yes, it was. Mitchell Johnson strikes. Anwar Ali goes. That's 3 for Johnson now. The change of angle has worked. And that promising little partnership has come to an end. Full in length. Getting his front foot across to the ball. Thin edge. And very comfortable indeed for Brad Haddon. So Mitchell Johnson on his return to the side after injury, making his presence felt. Anwar Ali goes for 8. Pakistan deeper in the mire, 125 for 7. Mitchell Johnson striking with the last ball of the previous over. Wahab Riaz is the new batsman. Nathan Lyon is operating. Dickish outside edge. Phil Hughes, the substitute, on the ground at backward point. Mitchell Johnson's just gone off the ground at the end of that last over. Hence Hughes is on in his place.
See, a shot like that tells me what a class act. He saw the length quickly in the back foot and whipped it away. He had options to hit it. There he was, Mitch. He's just gone off to change his socks or something. Here's the wicket here. A ball that he did need to throw his hands at. It protect your wicket against him, and unfortunately he's gone for the glory shot, and he's paid the price. I don't think they should have been trying to attack Mitch. They should have get the aggression on someone else. They've paid the price. They haven't really thought their way through this, Pakistan.
He's pulling round the wicket, so if he pitches in line with the stumps, given the amount of spin he's getting, LBW is certainly into the equation. That's Wahab Riaz's record. He's a good striker of the cricket ball.
What do I smell an LBW is about to happen here? He's just got to get the right flight and the right trajectory. He's lining that front pad up, and I have no doubt our DRS boys will be lining him up soon too. He played pretty well in the T20 match just recently. He actually hit the ball pretty well.
Watch the bounce.
Watch the bounce, called Brad Haddon. Ewan Finch not able to gather it cleanly, and the batsmen take a single. Glenn Maxwell got a chance of playing in the Test series, Dean, that follows this?
No, I don't think they pick it. Oh, they could. Gee, just depends on the pitches they're going to serve up. But I definitely think they'll play O'Keefe because of what Harris did recently in Sri Lanka. Left arm spinner got 23 wickets or so in that Test series. It all depends on the fitness of Mitchell Marsh. And what I believe he's coming along, and he should be ready to play for the first Test. Now, Whether or not they pick him and what type of pitch we get, I don't know. But they like to play a left-arm spinner and an off-spinner in the team. One off the over, 127 for 7.
Last over for Nathan Lyon. That's a terrific shot by Umar Akmal. There's a deep mid-wicket and a long on, and he's bisected them perfectly.
Little drop kick, just got the trajectory right. Jarvik was so good at this shot as well. Gee, look, it's very difficult to hit the ball on the offside because of the way this ball is spinning and turning.
Wahab Riaz off the mark, and off the mark with a boundary. Good shot.
Well, it's amazing now. Now they only need 120 off 105. Just keep getting the singles, keep ticking it over, don't get bored. It's a very good shot. Watched it right onto the bat.
And he literally watched that one right onto the face guard.
Brad Haddon looked at him, are you okay? Bit of a smile all around. He's a good lad, tough nut he is. There's the sweep shot there, lovely. Hit it right in the screws.
It'll be a single. Nicely done. Didn't run his bat in there, Wahab Riaz.
Might be one thing they need as well. End of the over. At 10 from it, it's 137 for 7.
Maxwell, and he gets one just like that. It's so easy. Man of the match the other night in the T20 in Dubai, and here it's following up with some more good stuff with the ball in hand. A little bit of flight, and Wahab is out of here.
Soft dismissal. Just chipped it back to Maxwell, and he'll gobble that up. Got a few wickets now, Maxwell. Wahab gone for 5. Pakistan 137 for 8.
There's Zulfikar. So coming at 10. It's the spinner. He's out of the blocks there, but sent Umar Akmal back, rightly so. Stuff from Glenn Maxwell.
Yeah, a bit of a nothing shot, trying to push it for a single. Maxwell all over that. Zulfikar can bat. He's got a 15 in one-day internationals.
Quiet little 119 required. Tail in, off your own bowling. Spinners always alert, rightly so, is Maxwell. Looking at a wicket maiden here. And does so. It is still 137, but now for 8. Gone, there's number 9. Umar Akmal looking to bring up a half century in explosive fashion, has had his stumps rattled.
Right on the money, Richardson. Straight. Cross seam, pretty quick. Umar Akmal swinging to leg, missed it. And he's struck. Richardson gets his wicket, gets his man. Umar Akmal played well. He's gone for a well-rated 46. Pakistan 137 for 9.
Mohammad Irfan comes to the crease here. Not really good numbers if you want to be a batsman there. Strike rate of 35 runs per 100 balls face. And the last right's about to be dealt here. Does it where a lot of things were promised today, weren't they? That they looked promising. I thought they bowled really well at times. There it is, there, getting knocked over. Akmal looking for his 50. Played pretty well for his 46. There is some positive things that they look pretty good at times, Pakistan today.
Yes, I think Sarfraz looked pretty good when he was batting. Showed a lot of courage. Omar Akmal.
Now, if I remember rightly, Mr. Irfan bowled a couple of short ones to Mitchell Johnson and co. I think they're repaying the faith.
Yes, true, and Johnson might be warming up as well. Johnson got enough bounce there, and it's quite a large target to hit.
Gee, that bat looks small in his hand, doesn't it?
But yes, it's disappointing, you know, the fact that whenever the spinner comes on, it's built up to be a trial by spin for Australia, but at the moment, in the 2020 and this one-day game, we've seen that the spinners, from the Australian perspective, have prospered.
Yeah, the spinners have seemed to... Lions got more grip and purchase.
Even yesterday, I read Misbah saying that domestic cricket need to produce more turning tracks and batsmen develop techniques against spin. So it is a matter of concern.
Backs away. And that should end the over. Wicket maiden there to Kane Richardson. 137 for 9. In the air. Has he got a good piece of it? Oh, yes, he has. Maxwell just got Maxwell from Zalvika.
Left out spinner showing how it's done. Come down the track, clean as a whistle. Think he enjoyed that.
Oh, he's just going to reverse sweeping. Just give him his own magic back. That's good stuff. Bit of a smile around. Good on him.
Yeah, struck that right in the center. It's gone like... It's not going to die wondering. I think Maxwell can relate to that.
I'd like to see him play another reverse sweep on him, actually. Oh, a big hoik over through long on. So I know it sounds funny, but they've got to prepare somehow for the next one. You never know. These two guys just bat the whole 14 overs if they have to. Make them earn it. Don't give them an easy, soft wicket. That's what I would be asking. It'll be a wide. Get some runs.
Tell you what, you know, if Irfan swings his bat and if he connects, he'll go a long way.
Oh, there you go. If you don't mind, umpire. Oh, that's into the desert. Oh, gee. And Richard Illingworth said, hey, give me another ball. We're not going to find that one.
Wasn't wrong, Dino. It wasn't wrong. Long levers, and once he connects, that's just gone, disappeared. 96 meters. You know, he's got a heavy bat, a long bat, long levers, and he's just moosed that. That's been murdered.
Look at the wide arc, and then uses his hips to propel his arms and his hand through. And that's his first 6 in international cricket, and what a way to do it. There you go. And maybe it might be time for the bowlers, if they get some runs, to walk in the dressing room and say, what, we have to get the wickets and also make the runs here. Still think he'll go after him. Yep, he will. And he's got a good piece of that. That's gone. Oh, he's gone. Oh, it's 6. Oh, there's a little bit of a two-step in there. And a bit of a jig by Lai, and he nearly got it. It was almost perfectly timed. That's a 6 nevertheless. End of the over. 157 for 9. Oh, that's a magnificent shot. One of the best shots of the day, actually. Now the tail's starting to wag. Maybe the middle order batsmen should start to take some note. Let's have a look at the 6 first.
It's got miles, and for once, Australia has made a mistake. He's done all the hard part and then just got away from it at the last moment. He's popped it up, and then just at the very last moment, he's got away from it.
He just touched the rope there a couple of times before the ball come down, and it worried him. Oh, and he's just whacked it over the top. Oh, and it's just missed by Warner. So we're having a bit of fun here, folks.
Nearly, just over the bar.
Kane Richardson trying to get a wicket here. Oh, that's well hit again. Oh, now that could be out. That could be out. It can't finish like that, surely. No, not like that. A direct hit from Davey Warner.
It doesn't look good for Irfan. Oh, he's gone. Oh, after those lusty hits, we're enjoying this, and Pakistan all out for 162. Davey Warner with a direct hit. Australia rightful winners. Batted responsibly, bowled really well, fielded exemplary well, and outclassed Pakistan. They'd be pretty satisfied with that performance. Waqar Younis has lots to think about again. Some signs of a recovery today after that poor performance at T20, but still long way to go. And they'd be satisfied. Australia out of their comfort zone, the heat. They won by 93 runs. That's a pretty convincing victory.
The Maxwell there won't be too happy getting some tap there by Mohammad Irfan. It's always leaving the ground with a bit of a nasty taste in your mouth. But let's have a look at the batting card there. Really, it's a bit of a sad state of affairs, really. Sarfraz Ahmed played really well for his 34. Shafiq looked good at times and unfortunately got knocked over, which can happen against Johnson for 13. Umar Akmal showed a lot of responsibility and played within himself for his 46 off 57. The tail wagged and made some of the other batsmen just look a little bit ordinary throughout the day. And unfortunately, they got bowled out for a paltry 162.
Mitchell Johnson bowled with fire again, coming back, taking 3 for 24. Richardson 1 for 22. But for me, Nathan Lyon, that 10-over spell of 2 for 33, he really started the rot and put Pakistan in tatters. The 162 all out in the end.
Well, there's a summary. The Aussies won the toss, electing to bat. 255 for 8. Smith, a brilliant 100, batting in number 3 for the third time in his career and really made the most of it. Warner looked good for his 43, hadn't chipped in with 23. I thought Afridi bowled really well at Wahab Fawad, but Pakistan just couldn't manage it at all. 162, Akmal with 46, but Johnson, Maxwell line bowling beautifully. And now they won this match by 93 runs and now lead this series 1-0.
We will be back in Dubai on Friday as we will continue our build-up. The Sean Properties presents Higher Cup's second one-day international between Pakistan and Australia. That's all we have on a night where Steve Smith set up a great victory and a comprehensive one to give 1-0 lead to Australia in the series. Goodbye.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports.